100.1 Moose FM. I'm Dub. Katarina's over there, and we're joined this morning by Craig, who's here to talk a bit about the PPRD FireSmart program. Craig, how's it going today, sir?
Yeah, it's going really good, Dub. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you very much. Now, you're not actually with the PPRD. You're with a different company. I think it's on your shirt there, right?
Yeah, Dub, we're Mammoth Forestry, and we're contracted to the PPRD to do the FireSmart program for the region.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we start a bit about the the FireSmart program and kind of the principles of it. What's it all about? What's this program meant to do?
Yeah, so the program's all about managing the forest fuels around our community and around our homes so that when we have large wildfires on the landscape, they don't actually reach our homes or the things that we care about. So it's really about having a proactive approach and having a lens where we're seeing the forest fuels for what they are, fuels around our properties, and then taking the time to manage those fuels so that we don't have devastating impacts to our communities or to our homes.
Why does the Peace region have a unique wildfire risk?
Yeah, that's a good question. So here in the Peace, we have a really unique wildfire risk. We have a fire season that starts earlier than anywhere else in the province. And we have two major fuel types. We have boreal spruce, which are those Dr. Seuss looking trees that you see up north. And they really like to burn. So they're the most volatile fuel type in the province, in the whole country, actually.
Wow.
And so they're really volatile. And then we also have that spring wind-driven grass fire season here in the Peace. So when the snow melts, it leaves behind that dry, dead, cured grass. And that's also the time when we get those howling spring winds. So we can have those fast wind-driven grass fires. So we're really protecting against those two fuel types. And that's what we're hoping to give property owners the knowledge of when we're visiting them.
That's I mean, you wouldn't think that this far north we'd have like the earliest one, right? But as you say, it's sort of this, like, if I could say, perfect storm of things happening. When it melts, we get the high winds. I mean, especially in a drought like we've been in. I mean, here we are, right?
Yeah, and we have large tracts of fuels in the province too. So up here, and a lot of firefighters get nervous when they get deployed up here because we have the most volatile fuels. So
wow. Tell us a bit about this service you offer through the program. I mean, you talked about being FireSmart around your property, right? You have this free home ignition consultation that you offer that allows people to see, okay, well, they might think they're being FireSmart, but here's how FireSmart you're actually being, with some experts to give you some tips and tricks, I suppose, eh?
Yep. Yeah. So we visit 100 properties each year. And what we do is it's a free and confidential assessment. A lot of people are concerned about privacy nowadays. So we're old fashioned. We do it on a piece of paper and we actually hand that to the homeowner so they have that information. But we do a walk around with the homeowner, going through their building envelope, how it's going to accept embers from a fire. And then we start looking at the forest and the vegetation around their home and give them some tips and tricks on how to manage that vegetation to make their home more FireSmart. And I do find that, with the seasons that we've had, people are just generally anxious about wildfire and concerned. And when we visit, they usually feel a lot better because they know where to put their energy. They can do some proactive steps. And it's not just a general anxiety. They know exactly what to think about. And usually the concern isn't as bad as, what they can take control of and feel empowered about fixing around their property.
Yeah. If you don't mind, Craig, what's something that you might see a lot, a typical thing that you say, this is kind of to you anyway, sort of a glaringly obvious thing that happens or that you see on properties that people are kind of surprised to, oh, I guess I should have been fixing this long ago to be FireSmart. What's kind of an example of that, if you don't mind? Yeah,
I'd say we're really proactive people up here, and we always have a lot of projects on the go. So we always have some building supplies around or firewood and things like that. And in our minds, it seems tidier to have it up against a shed or up against the house or slid under the deck.
Yeah.
But that's actually tinder and kindling waiting to accept an ember and to start burning right against our house or against our shop. So that would be number one, is just storing those building supplies and firewood away from the home so that if they do burn or catch on fire, they're not going to spread to the structure itself.
Okay.
10 meters is kind of the magic number for having building supplies and stuff. You'd want to have that 10 meters away from the house.
And would it be the same as you don't even want to put it against your fence then? It's sort of the same principle. Keep everything separate if you can, I suppose, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially on rural properties. you know, you could have an incident in the shed or the shop where you're welding and have a small fire there, and you really want to protect your losses by having your assets separated. 10 meters is a magic number for radiant heat to keep things safe, but any separation is better than none. So the worst case would be if things were connected and you had that fire spreading across all the things that you care about. Yeah.
Now, what additional supports are available this year for seniors and people with mobility considerations?
Yeah, we're really excited this season. So normally we travel around and we give people tips and tricks, but this year we're actually able to help out folks with mobility issues, or if they're over 65 years old living in the Peace River Regional District. We can actually come out with a team and help them do FireSmart activities. So yeah, we have a 3-person team, wood chipper, brush cutters, everything like that, and we can manage the vegetation. We're obviously going to work with the homeowners to do it how they'd like it, but moving them towards being FireSmart with that lens on our work.
Okay. Well, if someone's listening right now, they'd like to maybe sign up for this home ignition consultation, or they just want more info in general, where's the best way to go about getting that?
Yeah, if they visit prrd.bc.ca/FireSmart, that's got all our program information, so they can read more about what we do. They can fill out a form online there, and that will have us come out for a consultation. Additionally, there's a phone number on there. If they're kind of old-fashioned and they prefer to call us, they can do that as well.
All right. So again, that's prrd.bc.ca/FireSmart for more info. Anything else you want to say before we let you go today, Craig?
No, I'm a big fan of your guys' show, and yeah, thanks for having me on here. I really appreciate it.
Thank
You're very
you,
welcome.
Craig.
We appreciate your time, Craig.
100.1